What's up, Falcon fans? Welcome back to the M.I.B. Master Museum. I'll be your curator today. Guys, we have another cool arrival to the M.I.B. Master Museum. All the way from Brazil, we bring you the good people at Estrela Toy Company, Falcon, Salto Fantastico, or roughly translated, the Fantastic Dive. I have been eagerly anticipating this figure's arrival for months now. The good people at Cotswold Collectibles toy site, we ordered this beautiful figure from those guys. They have been hugely instrumental in working with the Estrela Toy Company from Brazil in getting Falcon back in toy stores, or back on the toy sites, websites, I should say, or just back in production. And the good people at Cotswold Collectibles played a huge role in that. So they should be commended, because Falcon figures were originally released in the late 1970s. Estrela had the Hasbro licensing for G.I. Joe. So this is the Brazilian version of G.I. Joe. Just beautifully done. Everything from the helmet to the actual likeness, the head sculpt, lifelike beard, lifelike hair, everything the Falcon figure possesses. He is definitely the Adventure Team's Brazilian brothers version of the Adventure Team, G.I. Joe, and beautifully produced in that likeness. Everything from the kung fu grip hands and all of the awesome adventures that you could put your Adventure Team G.I. Joe into. The skydive to danger. And this is alongside of that skydive to danger type of a theme that the Falcon figure has. His is the Fantastic Dive, though. Let's bring this guy down. Guys, we would like to give our good friend from the UK, the gaming toy boy, I'd like to give him a shout out. He and I have been talking about the Falcon figures and the Guyper Man figures. He's a huge fan, just like I am, of the vintage Action Mans and Guyper Mans, and now Falcon. So I told him I would let him know. And check his channel out, guys. The Gaming Toy Boy is he's a fantastic collector of vintage Action Man, Guyper Man figures, you name it. This guy has all of that. His channel is amazing, and I watch his channel all the time. So definitely check his channel out. But this is just a beautiful, beautiful figure. It was heavily anticipated. I pre-ordered this figure months in advance, and we just got him about yesterday, and it's well worth the wait. This is a very expensive figure set, rightfully so. It's Falcon. It's all the way from Brazil, and the way this works is that, this Estrela, the Brazilian toy company that produces Falcon, these figures are produced only in Brazil, nowhere else in the world. Only in Brazil, these Falcon figures. So the good people at Cotswold Collectibles had worked out an awesome deal, distribution deal with Estrela to bring these figures stateside. So that's why you get the long wait, and you have to pre-order these guys, which makes the collectability, and we as collectors, we know this, that drives up the collectability of these figures. Definitely they are going to be heavily sought after, and they're very desirable because of the fact where they're coming from. Australia has just recently started to manufacture Falcon figures again. They had stopped for a long time, and it left collectors like myself clamoring and wanting Falcon figures, because vintage Falcon figures go for a lot of money, but because I'm M.I.B. and I always wanted a Falcon figure, but I wanted him mint in box. I don't really want the loose figures because of our museum. I mean, I want everything pretty much mint in box or mint on card, because I want the box as well as the figure, so you can see everything as it used to be, as it came out off of the assembly line. And that's the effect that we want here at our museum. So, but we're never going to get that if Estrala didn't come back out and start producing these figures again. So that's what makes this figure so sought after and so collectible, is because he's extremely limited. Not a lot of these guys were produced. Estrala's doing that by they're doing that on purpose for the most part, to keep the collectability of this figure as high as they possibly can keep it. So it's a low run of these. You can see he's just beautiful. A couple things attracted me to this figure and made me want to place my order. Not just because it's a Falcon, but I love the way the rich colors that are used in these figures, and the equipment, and the attention to detail. This vest is yellow, but it's encased inside of a plastic covering. Never seen that before. It's pretty cool. Then you have the iconic, famous Falcon logo. And he has some holders here. A holder strip that comes across his chest that holds his flashlight here. As you can see, our Falcon figure comes with a beautiful orange jumpsuit. Lifelike hair. There's that iconic scar. Lifelike beard. Now, all our Falcon figures have the beard. No dog tag, though. No dog tag. Beautiful bronze helmet. Got the visor there. Green tint visor. Oxygen mask. Tube. Another, this is like a signal type light. Flasher light. And then you have this beautiful backpack for the parachute backpack. There, strings, everything, pull cord, rip cord there. And here's his parachute. An actual working parachute. It does work. And what kid, I'm a kid from the 70s, and I could not afford G.I. Joe when I was a kid in the 1970s. I didn't control spending in my household. So G.I. Joe was too expensive for us as kids, for my parents to purchase for me. So I could only dream of having a figure, a 12-inch G.I. Joe figure or Falcon figure or Action Man figure with a parachute, a working parachute that you could run outside and throw him up in the air and watch him glide back to earth, and in the process looking cool at the same time. And looking at this figure, get you a blown out shot of it. Looking at this figure, it just opens the floodgates to my childhood. All of the fun, all the memories of having or wanting to have a figure like this to be able to play with and watch him come down and glide in the air and come down with his parachute. So I'm so jealous of all the kids that actually had the Action Man figures back in the 70s and the Adventure Team figures with the parachutes and stuff, because to me that was always a big deal for a kid. You know, a working parachute for an action figure. That was an awesome combination to put together, because the playability factor of this figure is just off the charts. Absolutely off the charts. Now, our Falcon figure is for museum purposes only, because we're here to preserve and protect the collectability and history of Falcon. So our Falcon figure is for museum display purposes only. So people could come in and see or watch our channel and see how this figure used to be. And on the same lines of that conversation, this figure is definitely produced and manufactured for collectors. It's very expensive. Retail, I paid at Coswell Collectibles, I paid, the retailer was $90, $89.99. Shipping and handling brought this figure well over $100. I think it was eventually it came to about $109. But every nickel and penny was worth it for this figure. That's how desirable and sought after this figure was. Just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful figure. It's gorgeous. Beautifully done. Guys, let's turn it around and get you a side shot here of the box. Here's a blown out version of the back of the box. And you can see we have our Adventurer Falcon figure and our Turbo Copter Falcon figure, and we have both of these figures in our museum collection. And you can see the rest of these figures on our playlist, on our Falcon collection playlist. If you want to see those videos, if you haven't checked out those videos, check out those videos as well. Let's get you another side shot here of, and just as a cool shot right here. The artwork is just stunning, just absolutely beautiful. There's our Falcon figure in all of its glory. Just a great shot. Guys, what do you think about our Falcon figure? Do you have this guy? Are you looking for this guy? Coswell Collectibles is your best bet to purchase this figure, especially if you live in the United States, because Coswell Collectibles has a licensing or deal with Astrala, the people who produce this figure, Falcon figures. So that's your best bet. eBay, this figure is too new. I mean, maybe somebody purchased this figure and put it on eBay already, but if they're putting it on eBay, I can assure you that you're looking at between $150 to close to $200 for this figure, because they're going to want to make their money back off this figure, because this figure is nearly $100 retail by itself originally. So whoever's going to put this on Amazon or eBay is going to jack the price way up. So your best bet would be to kind of cut that out, that middleman out, and go right to the source, which is Coswell Collectibles. and they do a fabulous job. As you can see, this box is just, it's beautiful. Nearly C10 museum quality. I'll give it like a C9. It's got some shelf wear to it, you know, maybe some shipping wear, because once again, this is coming from Brazil. These figures are only produced in Brazil, and that's another cool aspect of Falcon, and has always been a cool aspect of Falcon figures. The Estrela company, based in Brazil, they only produce their figures in Brazil. Pretty much like Lily Letty did with their M.I.B licensed figures in Mexico. Everything was done in-house inside the country. They didn't go outside of the country to use anything. So all materials were used in Mexico, just pretty much like the Estrela company does for Brazil, in Brazil, with the manufacturing of this Falcon figure, of the Falcon figures. Guys, we would like to hear what you think about this figure. Leave your comments right underneath this video in the comment section, so we can get the chatter started about our brand new Falcon figure, a fantastic dive. Guys, you know the routine. I'd like to thank you for sharing this time with us. God bless. And keep collecting.